All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network for another Leave the Pack Super Series stream, race number 3 at the Kern County Raceway Park. It is time for qualifying. We had a little bit of mix-up in the session. We had a little bit of a trouble hosting the session. Somebody was not able to qualify. A couple drivers actually got excluded, so we made a new session, and now everybody's in, and now we're going to qualify and be ready to go. So it's qualifying time here at Kern, but before we get ahead of ourselves, let's look at the schedule coming into this evening. We've had North Wilkesboro and South Boston so far. Two pretty exciting races. North Wilkesboro was 100 laps. I think we went in overtime there. South Boston, I think we finished at the scheduled 150. But it's been an exciting season up to this point. Tracy Petter currently leads the point standings over Connor Knowlton by just 16. Then Kyle Terzak sitting P3, 26 points back. So tight points race so far, just 2 races in. We'll see what happens here at Kern. Last time we raced was South Boston, December 16th. So it's been quite a while since these guys have ran laps with one another. Hopefully everybody is able to settle back in smoothly and get into their rhythm as they were before the break. We'll get the times up on the left side of our screen. Kyle Terzak is currently quick time with a 17.334. Caleb Thompson on track now, making his qualifying effort. Kern is a very interesting racetrack. Both corners are very different. We'll watch Thompson here on lap number 2. We'll see what we can do across the line. His first lap time put him P12. P12. Tracy Petter goes to second quick with a 17.429. Brian Gravel third quick with a 4.85. Adam Fulford in the 71. A good view of turns 1 and 2. You really want to hug the bottom in both corners, but they're both different, so you have to drive them differently. We'll watch Brandon Elvis's qualifying lap. He'll give us a good view. You can see the hill on the backstretch really changes things up. You feel like you're going down into turns 3 and 4. And then the exit of 3 and 4 is also a lot more open than 1 and 2. Elvis on his second lap time goes a little bit slower, but it's going to be good enough for third quick here in qualifying for the Out West 125. I think everybody has taken a time. We have 26 cars on the property. Qualifying just about wrapped up. All of the drivers are going to go straight into the 125 lap feature tonight. No last chance qualifier. We've had 25 take time. Brandon Kelly, I don't think, took a time on his 2 laps. But it's going to be a long 125 lap race. Looking at Kern here, like I said, a very uniquely shaped racetrack. The front straightaway is curved, and that often creates a little bit of a different driving feeling going down into 1 and 2 and also coming off of 4. 100 degrees on the track as they were qualifying, so a little bit hotter than the previous races we have seen. And it will go up a little bit for the race, 105, as qualifying wraps up. So that's going to be something that we're keeping an eye on all night long. But it is officially time for the Out West 125. We're going to send them green for 125 laps. And Kyle Terzak will start from the pole. Let's look at our entire starting grid. On the pole, it's going to be the number 15 of Kyle Terzak. To his outside, it'll be the 79 of Tracy Petter. Brandon Elvis in the 54 machine going to roll off third, next to Brian Gravel in the 22. Zach Murphy in the 29 machine going to start from the 5th spot, next to Christian Peterson in the 23. Row number 4 on the inside is Chris Shepard in the 19, next to Brandon Atkinson in the 15. Starting from the 9th spot here tonight, it's going to be Chris Smith in the number 80 machine, next to the number 51 of Justin Mulliken, who rounds out your top 10 starters. Back behind them on the inside, it's going to be Stephen Choate in the number 72 machine, next to Matt Borndren in the 00. Row number 7 on the bottom, it's going to be Anthony Romeo in the 88 machine, next to the 04 of Caleb Thompson. Gavin Gardner in the 55G, going to roll off from the 15th spot, next to Jaden Russell in the 11, starting 16th. Adam Fulford Jr. in the 71 rolls off 17th, next to the 55 of Kyle St. Jean. Connor Knowlton in the 2 will roll off from the 19th spot here tonight, next to Justin Coleman in the 14, your top 20. Ryan Pittman in the 08, going to start from the 21st spot, next to Logan Drumheller in the 5, who starts 22nd. Then back behind them, rounding out our starting field, going to be Clint Walker in the 02 machine, Jeremiah Woods Jr. in the 222s, and then Carter Hollingsworth in the 28, and Brandon Kelly in the number 9 machine. So the field will get 2 pace laps before we send them green for 125 laps. Terzak, the most recent winner with the Leave the Pack Super Series. He won at the South Boston Speedway, where he led 62 laps on his way to victory. The guy that finished second was the guy that starts alongside him here tonight, Tracy Petter, in the 79. We'll see what the 79 machine can do. Brian Gravel in the 22. Starting from the 4th spot here. We are just about ready to go. Terzak and Petter through turns 3 and 4. The pace car is off, and it is go time here at Kern. We'll wait for the drop of the green flag as the starter has it in hand, and we are underway down into turns 1 and 2 in race number 3 at Kern. Down into 1 and 2. Everybody gets a clean route around. It looks like Justin Mulliken might have jumped up to the top side there to let everybody by. And around lap number 1, it's going to be Kyle Terzak leading, but here comes Tracy Petter looking right back to the bottom, trying to put some pressure on for the top spot. Down the back straightaway they go. Terzak is your leader. Tracy Petter second. Brandon Elvis third. Zach Murphy up into the 4th spot here early. We get your lineup on the left side of your screen. Going to be a shorter 125 lap race compared to the longer 150 lap race we saw last time we were at South Boston. These guys don't have a set in the pits either, so it's going to be a matter of saving the tires and going at the right time. Track position is going to mean a lot too. You have to have the tires on the race car at the end of it. We are still clean and green. We come back to lap number 5. Kyle Terzak leads down into turns 1 and 2. Your top 10 or so have figured it out single file, and they are figuring it out throughout the field. Some drivers trying to take early moves up to the front, others trying to be patient. Logan Drumheller in the 5 underneath Jaden Russell. Carter Hollingsworth trying to follow on the inside. Up in front of them, Gavin Gardner to the inside of Anthony Romeo. He's trying to bring Connor Knowlton with him. Knowlton on the inside in the 2. Romeo up top. And ooh, Romeo tagged the wall right there down the backstretch. He's going to fall back in a line, and now Matt Borndren going to try to go to his outside. Steven Cho underneath Chris Smith. That's for the 9th spot. We're seeing some drivers try to make their way to the front early. Right now we are 10 laps in. Kyle Turzak leads, but not by much. He's got Tracy Petter right there and actually looking to the inside off of turn number 4. Just can't quite get the run. And those two are very close. Brandon Elvis is not too far behind in the 54 as well. Your top 5 all in similar pace right now. Zach leads. Petter, Elvis, Murphy, and Gravel, your top 5. It's kind of like a 6-car breakaway, maybe 7, with Chris Shepard right there. Then it's back a little ways to Brandon Atkinson in the 15 machine, who rides in the 8th spot. He's got Gavin Gardner back behind him. And the biggest movers so far, Gavin Gardner up 6 positions, started 15th on this one, up to 9th, and Connor Knowlton started 19th all the way up to the 10th spot here in the first 14 laps. And the 2 machine missed the ball just a little bit in qualifying. He's found something here to start this race. We'll keep an eye on him throughout as he makes a move to the inside of his JTT teammate, Gavin Gardner. Brian Grable sitting in the 5th spot right now. All of your top 5 running about the exact same lap times, really 18.2s at this moment. A couple 100s either way for some drivers. But it's going to be a battle of attrition. Who can keep the car the fastest, the longest? That's what it's going to come down to here tonight, as Kyle Turzak has got Tracy Petter all over the back bumper. Petter's starting to knock on the back door for the top spot. Meanwhile, back behind, Connor Knowlton makes the pass on Brandon Atkinson. Move Knowlton up to the 8th spot. He showed a lot of speed here early on. Made his way up to the 8th position. He's got a long way to go to the cars up in front of him. But definitely some early speed from the 2 machine of Connor Knowlton. Tracy Petter in the 79. Trying to keep as much pressure on the 15 of Kyle Turzak as he can. But you don't want to overdo it because you don't want to heat your stuff up in the process. '54 of Brandon Elvis right there, waiting on anything to happen. Zach Murphy also right there in the 4th spot. He's having a good run so far to start things off. The two of Connor Knowlton, your hard chargers so far, up 11 spots. Brandon Atkinson back behind. He's back one position from his 9th place starting spot. That was right when Knowlton got by him. Adam Fulford in the 71. He's got a good view of this battle up in front of him. Here comes Stephen Choate to the inside. Brandon Atkinson. Choate down low. Atkinson up high. I think we've got a battle starting to heat up for the 5th spot too. Christian Peterson starting to knock on the back door of Brian Grable. Looks like he will go to the inside right here into turn number 3. Peterson has a little bit better of a run at this moment. He'll take that 5th spot away. Meanwhile, back behind him, Stephen Choate. Brandon Atkinson still not able to get clear of one another. I think Choate's going to take it this time, maybe into 3 and 4, maybe not. Atkinson fighting back on that outside lane. Does not want to lose this spot here early on. Just past lap 25, which puts us inside of 100 laps to go. Looks like Atkinson able to hang on. He will take that spot away. Retain that spot, I should say. Up front, your front two have started to break away a little bit. Brandon Elvis, rather, has lost a little bit of ground to Tracy Petter. Terzak out front still leads 31 laps into this one. Terzak across the line that time. Compare lap times here from your front two. Better that last time around, a little bit quicker. He's closed the gap. He's right there on the back bumper. Can he make this pass on Kyle Terzak? Even that last time by, Petter a little bit quicker. '79 right there on the back bumper. We are early in this one still. Still have not seen the caution flag, but your top two are fighting for the lead here. Petter looks to the inside in turn number 3. Not going to be able to get the run on the top side, or on the bottom side, I should say. Terzak gets the run on the top. That definitely seems to be the line right now, especially when you're side by side. We've had a longer green flag run, giving these guys some more time to get heat in the tires. Tracy Petter trying a way different line that time into 1 and 2. Wanted to shoot it down the back straightaway. Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine goes 1 lap down. Very respectful job getting out of the way of the leaders, letting them have their battle. Back behind. Gavin Gardner getting around Steven Choate there. 55G. Move Gavin up to the 9th spot. A little bit further back in your field. Carter Hollingsworth and Justin Coleman battling side by side for the 16th spot on the racetrack. You got Kyle St. Jean right in front of them. But at this moment, still clean and green, 41 laps in. We've got a race for the lead here. This entire time, Kyle Terzak has had Tracy Petter on this back bumper, putting pressure on. They've got some lap traffic up in front of them. How does that shake things up? That's Logan Drumheller there in the 5. Then Jaden Russell up in front of them. Russell able to get around Jeremiah Woods up in front to build a little bit of a cushion to not go a lap down. But watch as Drumheller here gets out of 2, lets the leaders by, but Petter is right there on the back bumper of Kyle Terzak. There's nearly contact off of turn number 4 that time. Terzak holds on to the lead. Their lap times are just about identical. And looking back through the field, nobody else really any faster than these two. There's a couple drivers that are about even with them, but nobody necessarily running faster than the race leaders at this moment, tracking them down. We're about 3 laps shy of lap 50. And the caution flag flies. Carter Hollingsworth around in the 28 machine. I think he may have gotten tangled up with Caleb Thompson there. See what happened. This is Carter Hollingsworth. Oh, it actually looked like Hollingsworth got into Kyle St. Jean and, overcorrected back up the track. There was nothing Caleb Thompson really could have done there. And I think they're both able to continue on. Not much damage on either of those cars, but watch what happened here. You can see the 28 get a little sideways down into 1. And then overcorrects. Thompson thought he had it missed. Then he had to get right back into the brake pedal there. So both of those drivers going to be able to continue on. There's a bunch of drivers coming down pit road. Not sure if there's damage that needs fixed, if it's a fuel report, making adjustments. They're not allowed a set of tires in the pits, but they are allowed to make, I think, a couple adjustments down pit road. But not much these drivers are really able to do, even with it being an open setup. A lot of people probably just checking where the tires are at. It was a long first green flag run. You're past the lap 50 mark. Kyle Turzak, your race leader, going to have to bring him back through the restart zone for the first time. We'll see what that looks like. The field gets the 1 to go signal here. Turzak going to take the outside lane. We'll see how that treats him here. We send him back. Just under 75 laps to go. A short race from here. Not a lot of time to get to the front if you haven't already worked your way up there. Through turns 3 and 4 and into the restart zone they go. A couple of drivers spin their tires a little bit, but other than that, we are back racing and back underway down into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. I think a couple drivers turned around in turn number 1, but everybody continuing on. I don't think the caution flag flew there, but it definitely looked like there was some contact back in the pack. Meanwhile, how about Connor Knowlton up into the top 5, and the caution flag does come out. I think Caleb Thompson in the 04. This is a replay there. I think Caleb Thompson in the 04 may have came to a stop on the top side of turns 3 and 4. I think he realized that car could not turn. Something went amiss on the 04, but let's watch what happened on the restart here. This was deeper in the pack. Looked like the 71 of Fulford checked up, and then Thompson went around after the fact and got it back around. This is what we had cut to, and then the caution flag came out after for Thompson stopping in turns 3 and 4. We'll have to try it again here. How about Connor Knowlton up into the 5th spot? Started 19th on the grid, up to P5. Kyle Turzak able to hold on to the race lead that time. I wonder if he will retain on this next one. I wonder as well if he will keep choosing that outside lane. It seemed to work out for him all right there, but with choosing the outside, you have to get a good restart. You don't want to allow the driver to your inside any opportunity for any funny business into turns 1 and 2. Not saying Tracy Petter would, but you never want to allow the driver the opportunity. We get the 1 to go signal. Turzak going to stick with the outside lane. See what he can do this time. Christian Peterson going to roll off behind him. Second caution flag. We had 2 quick ones back to back there after that long green flag run in the beginning. See what happens as the pace car drops back to the bottom side. And they go through the RJW 21 restart zone, and we're back underway. A couple drivers did spin their tires down into turns, or up off of turns 3 and 4 that time, I should say, including your top 2 drivers up front. Tracy Petter and Kyle Turzak, both of them spun their tires a little bit, but they come back out of 4, and it's once again Turzak and Petter, your top 2. Christian Peterson, Brandon Elvis battled for the 2nd spot, sorry, 3rd spot. They've got Connor Knowlton right behind him, who's made his way up into the top 5. Brandon Atkinson underneath Chris Shepard. That is for the 8th spot. And man, look how quickly your top two have broken away from Brandon Elvis. Elvis was able to get that spot from Christian Peterson, but just those two battling side by side. Look at the gap that Terzak and Petter were able to pull on them. We've got Chris Smith and Chris Shepard side by side. Around goes Brandon Atkinson down the back straightaway. Carter Levi also goes for a slide down the back. But another caution flag. Brandon Atkinson went for a spin down the back straightaway. Looked like it was right up off the corner. Get another look at it here. Try and see if we can't see what happened. Go back to the front stretch here. You see the 15 of Brandon Atkinson. I think maybe thought he was clear and almost was. And everybody trying to check up. Carter Hollingsworth spun to the inside. Good job by everybody else to miss the spinning Atkinson. Let's watch onboard with Justin Coleman, his view of that one. You see he got into the back bumper of Hollingsworth, but nothing really he could have done. As the caution flag comes back out for the 3rd time here tonight. We still have 23 cars left on the lead lap. Your top 3 remain the same from where they started. Christian Peterson up 2 spots. Connor Knowlton up 14 spots. But Kyle Terzak so far has led every lap in this one. We'll see if Tracy Petter can do anything about it here on this restart as they double them up once again. Terzak goes back to the top. They're going to head down the back straightaway about 10 laps shy from lap 75, which will be 50 laps to go. Laps winding down here at Kern. Pace car is off. It's Terzak and Petter. Through turns 3 and 4 and into the restart zone they go. We're back underway. A good start there from the 15 of Terzak. He's going to have a good launch. Down the back straightaway, Petter able to clear for the 2nd spot. Now he can set his sights on your race leader. Back behind, Brandon Elvis able to get around Christian Peterson. Now Connor Knowlton going to try to follow on the bottom side. Been tough to pass here, especially as we get later into the race. That top lane is able to keep the momentum. Keep that inside car pinched down. Oh, spinner behind. That was Chris Shepard. I think he saved it on the bottom side. What a save from everybody in the back. They are all kinds of out of whack in the back half of the field right there. But a great save from the 19 of Chris Shepard. Man, everybody in that back little group right there fighting very hard for position. There's a lot of bumper tag going on. This is 13th on back. Matt Vorndren all the way down below the apron. Not sure what happened there. And a lot of these guys are getting their money's worth here Here comes Brian Grable in the 22. Trying to get back up into the top 5. Peterson going to take that spot away. Here comes Gavin Gardner in the 55. He's got some speed. Working on the outside lane, and he will take that spot away. Up front, Kyle Turzak leads by about a car length over Tracy Petter, but Petter every time off the corner. Right there on the back bumper, just can't pull alongside. So there was trouble right there on the front stretch. I think Connor Knowlton tagged the wall. Going down the front stretch, everybody checked up big time out of 4. That'll move Christian Peterson to 4th, Gavin Gardner to the 5th spot. Brian Grable back to 6th. Once again, here is the battle for the lead. Turzak holds by about a car length and a half across the line. I think he's just got a little bit more drive up off the corner. And that is what there was trouble for Connor Knowlton in 1 and 2 right there. He's off the pace. In turns 3 and 4. Not sure what happened. But the 2 machine of Connor Knowlton was running up inside of the top 5. He's going to bring that machine pit side. Tough break for Connor Knowlton. Down the back straightaway, Tracy Petter under a car length the distance between him and Kyle Turzak. Now Petter going to try the outside lane. Look at that. Changing things up in 3 and 4. Tracy Petter going to make a move to the inside lane down in 1 and 2. What can he do down the back straightaway? 79 dives alongside. Can Turzak hold the momentum up on the outside? It looks like he's going to be able to. So Kyle Turzak will retain the race lead, but for how long is he going to be able to do it? He's got Tracy Petter all over the back bumper. We are just shy of 30 laps to go. The 2-car breakaway battle for the lead here. Kyle Turzak has led every lap from the get-go. But Tracy Petter's trying to spoil the party as Turzak gets into the wall. Turzak scraped the wall there down the front straightaway. Allowed Petter to get real close. Tracy Petter pulls alongside once again. Turzak going to shut the door into turns 3 and 4, though. This time by 40 laps to go. 40 to go for Kyle Turzak. A little bit further back, Chris Smith underneath Brian Grable. It's for the 6th spot. Grable on the outside, holding that position, and it looks like the outside definitely is a little bit easier to hold off. Charges to the inside, but can your race leader Kyle Turzak do it one more time? Here comes Petter with a big lunge to the inside. He's going to try to stay alongside here. This is the closest we've seen the 79 down into turns 1 and 2. Battle for the lead. Turzak on the top. Petter down low. What happens into turn number 3? You can see the 79 really trying to wrap the bottom side and get the drive up off. He's a lot closer than we've seen, but I think Terzak still able to hang on across the stripe. Slight contact up off of turn 2 that time. Tracy Petter still alongside the 15 of Kyle Terzak, but Terzak using every bit of the exit that he can, and he's going to clear one more time with about 25 laps to go. Tracy Petter thought about it one more time into 3 that time, but Terzak shut the door. We are running out of time. I think Tracy Petter definitely has a faster race car at this moment, but can he get around Kyle Terzak? Brandon Elvis currently in the 3rd spot, waiting in the wings. If anything were to happen with these front 2, what would Brandon Elvis be able to do about it? Tracy Petter trying the outside lane out. He wants to get a big enough run off of 4 that he can get to the inside in 1 and 2, but the problem is you can't lose ground entering on the top. Or sliding up, one of the 2. Terzak a little loose that time off of 4. And Tracy Petter trying so hard to pull alongside, just not able to get the run up off the corner. Will be 30 to go this time. 30 laps remain here at Kern. Getting closer to crunch time. Petter this time looks to the inside. Terzak keeps the door tight. He's going to be able to hold off. Terzak doing a great job playing defense at this moment. The 79 machine definitely seems to have the faster race car. Down the back straightaway. Once again, Petter pulls to the back bumper. He's just unable to get that car to drive up off the bottom and really complete that pass. Petter going to look to the outside in turns 1 and 2. Can he keep a lane there? And he is. Look at that. Tracy Petter going to try the outside lane out through turns 3 and 4. Terzak going to move up the racetrack. He saw Petter moving up and did not want to have the top lane taken from him. I think if Petter gets up to that outside, it could be game over. You can see Terzak on the outside lane, starting to struggle on the corner exit. I think that is where Petter's going to get him late. Here comes a big dive to the bottom. Tracy Petter underneath. He's alongside. He's a little sideways down the back, though. What can Tracy Petter do? Down into turns 3 and 4. Terzak is loose up off the corner. Into 1 and 2. Petter still down low. Terzak up top. Trying to keep the top lane rolling. You can definitely see he's starting to lose some of the drive off in that race car. He's got just enough left to hold off Tracy Petter in the 79. It'll be 22 laps to go this time. Your leaders have about 2.5 seconds on Christian Peterson. On Brandon Elvis. Petter going to take another look to the top side. He's able to keep his momentum up on the top side, but it's so hard to really get a run from the bottom side right here up off of 2. See if he can do it that time there. And look down into 3 once again. But Terzak able to hold on the top side. 20 to go now. It is crunch time for Tracy Petter. Can he get around Kyle Terzak? Big lunge to the inside. Terzak has been holding him tight. And Petter just has not been able to get the run to the inside. You can see off the corners, 79 definitely has a little bit more drive off. And now the lap traffic in front of him. How difficult will this make it for Kyle Terzak? They've got Ryan Pittman right there. Can Tracy Petter try to use Pittman as a pick, or is Terzak going to be able to get to his inside? Down the front straightaway, I think Tracy Petter could have a good shot at going to the top here, but Terzak really missed the bottom that time. Had to slide up on the exit. Here comes Tracy Petter. Lap car Clint Walker right there in front of him. Anthony Romeo. Looks like Walker on the bottom side. Gonna get squeezed down into Kyle Terzak. And that's gonna be a big break for Kyle Terzak with 16 laps to go. Petter lost a little bit of ground right there. Can he make it back up? 15 laps to go. The gap is now 0.3 of a second. The 79 car is definitely quicker, but how much quicker? He lost 0.3 of a second. Can he make it back up in 14 laps? To go. We'll look at the laps last time by. Petter was just a little bit quicker than Kyle Terzak. The gap underneath 0.3 of a second, so he's definitely closing. He's reeling him back in, but does he have enough time? 12 laps to go when they come across this time. To go for Terzak. Tracy Petter doing everything in his power to try and reel him back in. It was a 42 for Terzak to a 37 for Tracy Petter. He can definitely roll the corner a little bit better. But does he have enough here with 10 laps to go to complete the pass? Down the back straightaway, they've got Logan Drumheller up in front of him. The 5 machine goes up to the top side, does not want to interfere for this battle. Or with this battle for the lead, I should say. Petter once again with a big lunge down into turns 1 and 2. You can definitely tell that the car is turning a little bit better through the center of the corner. He's making big runs. As that time out of 4, a big run. He's going to have a shot to the inside in turns 1 and 2 here. Tracy Petter underneath Kyle Terzak one more time with 8 laps to go. 8 to go at Kern. Petter one more time to the inside in 3, and this has been his struggle corner. He's been able to drive up off good in 1 and 2, but like you saw right there, not able to get the power down out of 3 and 4. And Terzak's going to be able to retain the lead. Time is almost out for the 79 of Tracy Petter. Can he pull this one off? It's 6 to go at the line that time. He is painting the back bumper of Kyle Terzak. You can see the 79 trying to enter up higher and turn that car through the center and drive it off straighter, but it's almost hurting his time off of turn number 4 as we come back to 5 to go. 5 to go that time. Ooh, there was contact off of 2. Petter had to get out of the throttle. Now 4 laps to go for Kyle Terzak. What can Tracy Petter do? They've got 3.6 seconds on Brandon Elvis in the third place spot. But your top two come back to 3 laps to go. Who will win here at Kern County? Petter about a car length back. Does he have enough time? Does he have enough speed in the 79 machine as they come back to the popsicle sticks? 2 laps to go this time for Kyle Terzak. He's got Tracy Petter all over the back bumper. He's been pressuring him the entire race, but can he seal the deal? Down into turns 3 and 4. They're coming back to the white flag this time. Final time around at Kern. Into turns 1 and 2. Petter's going to try to get a big run down the back straightaway. Terzak was a little bit loose. Down into 3 and 4. Can Petter do anything? It doesn't look like he's going to have enough of a run. Up and out of turns 3 and 4 for the second time in a row. Kyle Terzak wins in the LTP Super Series, the Out West 125 at Kern. Tracy Petter comes home second. Brandon Elvis comes home third. Christian Peterson fourth. Gavin Gardner fifth. Chris Smith 6th, Stephen Choate 7th, Brandon Atkinson 8th, Brian Grable 9th, and Carter Hollingsworth comes home in the 10th spot here tonight, rounding out your top 10. So we'll grab a quick word from our top 3 here in just one moment. Try and get Brandon Elvis in here as quick as we can. Third place finisher here tonight, Brandon Elvis up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Winston.
Alrighty, well, third place after what seemed like a long race at Kern County. It was a shorter race lap-wise than South Boston, and we had less caution flags than South Boston, but somehow it just seemed to drag on longer. Anyways, third place for you here tonight. Didn't quite have enough to compete with Kyle and Tracy there when it got spread out, but still good speed from the 54 machine. You were able to hold off Christian and Gavin, I know a lot of those guys were pressuring you there, and you were able to keep it in the third spot at the end.
Yeah, man. Car started off real free on entry, and I wasn't quite expecting that. And then about middle ways during that caution, the car just flopped to tight, and so I was kind of tight all the way through. So I just had to bat my pace down and just kind of hold on to where I was at. Definitely didn't have anything for Terzak or Petter there. Those guys were the class of the field. They, for a couple people that claim they don't practice, they sure do have their stuff together.
Yeah, no kidding. It must be either somebody's building the setup for them, or they got something figured out right. I don't know. It's beyond us, right? Anyways,
yeah, and
third place for you.
The car wasn't all the way there yet, so we'll compete with them before it's over with.
Yeah, we've still got more time to go. It's not the last race. I mean, we've got plenty of races left, so we'll see the 54 machine up there, but still a good run in the third spot. Who do you have to thank for a podium, Brandon?
Yeah, just my wife for letting me do this, my mom and dad, and family and friends who were watching. Coastal Performance, Barry Elvis Performance and Fab, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, Coleman Design, and WD Broadcasting Network, and you for putting this league and the broadcast on and everything. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we had a much better race tonight than the last one at South Boston, so it makes my night easier, and I think it makes everybody else's night easier. So congrats to you, Brandon. And we wish you luck at New Smyrna.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. All right. That was Brandon Elvis. Now we'll talk to our second place finisher, Tracy Petter. Tracy Petter up in the broadcast booth, second place finisher here tonight. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All righty. Well, it was so close between you and Kyle Terzak. I think you definitely had the faster car there at the end. Just could not quite get the drive up off on the bottom to complete that pass. So you were trying for a long time, and then that lap car there at the end didn't really give you much room. You kind of had to back out of it there, lost some ground. Thought you might have been able to get to him at the end, just did not quite have enough drive off.
Nope, I was just so tight on the bottom. If I had to enter low, just I had to wait so long to get on throttle, and it just was never going to get the job done. I kept trying to sneak to his outside. I was so close to getting there. I wish those lappers weren't there, and it possibly would have stuck.
Yeah, I did see you creeping up to the outside a couple times. I'm a big fan of passing on the outside, and especially getting a nose outside, and that was something to watch. You almost had him, like you said. If that lap car wouldn't have been there, I think it may have gone in your favor, but still a good run for the 79 machine here tonight. Second place finish for the second week in a row. You have not finished a race worse than second and leave the pack, and that is why you are going to continue to be the points leader. How does it feel to be consistent in a field of cars like this?
Feels pretty good. I'd like to finish one spot ahead and get that W, but I know I'll be there every week to go after it and see if I can beat them.
Alrighty, well, we've got New Smyrna next week. How are you feeling about your chances knowing that Terzak is going to be starting from the rear?
Why is he going to be starting from the rear?
And leave the pack, we've got a rule here. We'll educate the stream as well, because I have not said this so far this season. I wanted to leave it suspenseful to not let Kyle tip his hat and maybe give you one for free. In leave the pack, if you win 2 in a row, the next race you start from the rear of the grid. So Kyle's going to have an eventful one at New Smyrna. How are you feeling about your chances?
I feel a lot more confident now on that in the win. He's got to make it through. And that's always sketchy getting through the field. Never know.
It always is, and especially at New Smyrna. I don't know when the last time you raced there was, but the last time I raced there, it was pretty hard to pass in the super late models, so we'll see what Kyle's got. But before I let you go, who do you have to thank for a second place spot here tonight, Tracy?
Yeah, shout out to the EPI guys, like always, and thanks for broadcasting it.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, and we wish you luck at New Smyrna.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, let's break the news to Kyle Terzak that he's got to be starting from the rear next week. Jump scare in 3, 2, 1. Kyle Terzak up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Alrighty, well, winner here at the Kern County Raceway Park. 2 weeks in a row you've won in the Leave the Pack Super Series. How does it feel?
This one was definitely harder. I feel like Tracy was definitely better than me at halfway through the race. I feel like the heat cycles kind of just, not just tightened me up too much, and he could cut the center really good, and I kind of just had to defend from there. But it was a really good race. I gave him the best room I could, but just trying to race it out, and which we did, and that kind of got hair with the lap of cars there, but it was really fun.
Yeah, it's definitely fun watching you two. I thought Tracy might have been able to get to you. It definitely looked a little bit faster, like you said. He might have had the better car there at the end, but just you were able to hold off on the top side, keeping your momentum up and not allowing him to get around you on the exit of the corner. So good run for the 15 machine here tonight, but you've won 2 races in a row. And in Leave the Pack, we've got a rule. Win 2 in a row, you start from the rear in the next race. How are you feeling going into New Smyrna?
I like the track, but I feel like it's kind of hard to pass there, so that would be a challenge. So, I can't wait for that. Honestly, I want to pass some cars. I don't want to just I don't want to say I'm always up front, but it's always fun to start in the back sometimes and have some fun, get to the front, race it out. So, honestly, I'm looking forward to it. So that should be pretty fun. 2 in a row. Hopefully, we can go get another one at New Smyrna.
Alrighty, well, last season in the Supers, I'm pretty sure Mark Keedeman won 2 in a row and then won 3 in a row from the rear. So you've got some pretty big shoes to fill. So we'll see if you can do it. But before I let you go, who do you have to thank, Kyle, for another victory here in the Super Series?
Yeah, I want to thank you for putting this on. Had a lot of fun. Thanks for the broadcast. I want to thank Arkham South Shop for everything to do on me on the open side. Ripper setup tonight, even though, got a little tight there at the end, but, it's just me making adjustments that were wrong. But thanks to Ryan, Hot Shot Photography for the best iRacing photos, 918, Custom Designs, Corey Buddy Wraps, Matthew Designs, Terzak Racing, everybody who's watching back at home.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you on your victory here tonight, and we will see you at New Smyrna starting from the rear. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Kyle Terzak in the number 15 machine. Your winner here tonight. We'll look at our final finishing results. We'll get them up on screen for you guys. Your winner, Kyle Terzak. Tracy Petter came home second. Brandon Elvis third. Christian Peterson fourth. Gavin Gardner fifth. Chris Smith sixth. Stephen Choate 7th, Brandon Atkinson 8th, Brian Grable comes home 9th, Carter Hollingsworth 10th, Justin Coleman comes home 11th, Jaden Russell 12th, Justin Mulliken 13th, Chris Shepard 14th, Adam Fulford 16th, Adam Fulford 15th, Matt Vorndren 16th, Anthony Romeo 17th, Jeremiah Woods Jr. 18th, Ryan Pittman 19th, Clint Walker comes home 20th, and then rounding out our field, our final 6 spots, Logan Drumheller, Zach Murphy, Kyle St. Jean, Connor Knowlton, Brandon Kelly, and Caleb Thompson going to round out our field. That is going to do it for us here tonight, folks. We've got New Smyrna next week, and then Hickory after that. The RJW 21 Management Throwback 200 at Hickory. That one's going to be a fun one. 200 laps with throwback paint schemes. Something you guys aren't going to want to miss on January 20th. But if you guys haven't already, hit that red subscribe button for more iRacing content right here on the WD Broadcasting Network. We have 3 streams down this week. We've got one more on Thursday night, the Trackmaster Sim Series making their return, the season opener. So we'll see you guys on Thursday, and then back here next week on Tuesday night. But until then, you guys have a great night. Y'all take it easy. Thank you guys for watching. I am your host, Winston Deal, signing it off from the WD Broadcasting Network. Peace out.